Now that the latest season of NCIS has reached its conclusion, there's a lot of speculation among fans about the show's 20th season. It's safe to say that the biggest theory regarding the upcoming season is about Mark Harmon resuming his role as Leroy Jethro Gibbs once again. Let's go check out what about this season finale has fans going insane and see what we can find out about the next season. First up, Twitter has been losing it because of the season's finale. Well, according to the fans, the finale for season 19 is one of the best finales the show has ever had, and we couldn't agree more. After all, it definitely had the two key elements that all NCIS season finales require. One of our favorite agents gets framed for a murder they had nothing to do with, while the others, being a family, work together to get their name cleared. But since this time the agent in question is the mysterious Alden Barker, the team does struggle to answer the question, what do we even know about this guy? The things they know about him are all very basic. Knowing that someone's a birdwatcher doesn't exactly give people a glimpse into their soul, you know? However, after much speculation, the team did end up realizing that Parker has been there for each and every one of them, Gibbs included, from day one. What caused a ruckus all over Twitter was the fact that Gibbs might return for the next season after all. Next, will Gibbs be returning to NCIS? The major reason why Twitter is going nuts over the finale comes from the fact that Parker may be in danger. See, what happens is, Parker's past comes to bite him in the butt when his ex-wife Vivian gets kidnapped by someone. The team manages to find their way to where Vivian was taken and find sunflower seeds linked to an old FBI partner of Parker's, Wrestler. The team gets to this Wrestler guy's house and discovers his body, with Parker's DNA under his nails, hence the framing. Things get especially tricky when Parker admits to having paid his old partner a visit. Long story short, Parker ends up having to run, and he takes Vivian with him because apparently she still cares about him. Of course, there ends up being a twist when we discover that Viv is actually not a very good person and has essentially kidnapped Parker. Think about it. If Parker is a fugitive from the law, and Torres, McGee, and Knight all believe that he's going to be safe and far from trouble with his ex-wife, who's going to save him? It has to be the only man who lived and breathed through his job because he was that good at it. And who better to deal with ex-wives related trouble than the former special agent in charge, Leroy Jethro Gibbs? It's not the biggest stretch, and the fans know it. So let's discuss the tweets from fans screaming their predictions. After the finale ended on this insane cliffhanger, fans were all in and ready to jump off the metaphorical cliff. People were manifesting the return of Gibbs left and right, calling the finale one of the best ones yet. One fan speculated that Gibbs would return in season 20 and save Parker from whoever it is his ex-wife has been working for or with. Another fan made similar remarks about Gibbs, lending a hand to the team to help Parker out of this mess. And of course, they had to mention the fact that Gibbs has had a whole lot of experience with ex-wives. Can't argue there. Everyone is basically just helplessly hoping that since Parker's on the run, Gibbs must be coming back. Other fans were also extremely excited about the fact that Palmer and Knight finally kissed. There are people who are definitely looking forward to seeing their romance develop over the course of the next season. Anyway, back to the theory of Gibbs' re-entry. We get why they believe that. Parker was essentially meant to be a replacement for Gibbs, a Gibbs 2.0 if you will. They can't introduce yet another lead just after one season, right? It has to be Gibbs. And now, it was never declared that Mark Harmon was done with the show. It's a fact that even Harmon never clearly said that his time on the show was over for good. Another fact, Mark's name appeared at the top of the opening credits throughout the season, despite having the actor exit the show after the new season's 4th episode, Great Wide Open. The explanation that CBS Entertainment president Kelly Kyle gave that it was simply a transitional year for the popular procedural, which means that keeping Mark's name in the credits was just to maintain that familiarity factor. However, even then, Cal never clarified whether the actor's name would be taken out of the credits list for season 20 or not. We get it. Up until a few episodes ago, there were no specific signs hinting to his return specifically, except a few references, including the one about the Leroy Jethro Gibbs College Scholarship Club. Still, the creative team is not clearly ruling out the possibility of having Harmon return to the show. Showrunner Stephen Binder recently talked about what Harmon's character's return would look like if the actor ever decides to come back for a cameo. He clearly stated that there will always be a place for him to return, as long as they find a story that is exciting for both the showrunners and Harmon alike. They are aware that bringing Harmon back is a very important card that they have yet to play, and they do not wish to play it cheaply. Even Cole agreed that everyone knows that Harmon is more than welcome to return to the show to be a part of however many episodes. So here's what NCIS did differently this time around. When it comes to romance on NCIS, everyone knows that it isn't the easiest thing to get a relationship going within the confines of the show. Remember the long and painful, dragged out thing between Torres and Bishop? How about Tony and Ziva's non-relationship just going on for what really was forever before they ever got together? Sure, in the past, past, the way that these relationships occurred happened more organically and in a gradual way as compared to this time. This time around, with Knight and Palmer, we got to see how the two confessed to one another that their supposedly casual coffee dates meant way more to both of them. Not only did this occur within a span of a few episodes, the two also actually kissed twice. It wouldn't have come as a shock if either of the two decided to step away and ruin things at the last moment. That's what the fans are used to. It is the taking things forward right away thing that has everyone losing their minds. Steven Binder actually shared that they had a reason behind the decision to make the relationship between Jimmy and Jessica be different from the ones before. They deliberately decided to change strategy and choose a different route. Since the two have gotten together sooner, there's a higher chance for them to end things or have things fizzle out earlier too. But don't lose hope, you guys. That's not what the showrunners have planned for these characters, because Binder did say that the possibility is always there for the couple to make it. The idea is simply to not slow walk this time, and they're hoping to take this relationship places that have never been explored before. All we know is we're really looking forward to seeing how this couple, since they're practically exclusive, works out their new relationship in season 20. But when can we expect season 20? So we don't exactly have an answer for this. However, based on trends, we know that the show tends to return to our screens in fall. More specifically, according to IMDb, September is the month for NCIS, for as long as it's been running. Of course, there is one exception: the year 2020, when everything went to hell. The 18th season of the show that year was released in November, due to the pandemic that had us all on lockdown. Thankfully though, since the world is somewhat normal again and we can move freely post-vaccine, we don't see season 20 releasing any differently. But simply knowing that it is going to be sometime in September isn't enough for you guys, is it? Same, because we have some theories. Okay, so the first potential date we've got in mind is September 19. Why? Because this is the date when Fox has officially announced to begin their fall season. This might be somewhat early in comparison to the premiere dates in previous years, but we can't completely rule it out as a possibility either. However, based on past experiences, the most likely date for NCIS to have the new season premiere is September 26. It's a Monday, and it's got CBS written all over it. We all know that those guys tend to operate a certain way, so this date might just be the top contender. Only thing is, maybe the showrunners would prefer to avoid competing with Monday Night Football and might not premiere that day. After this, the only date which makes sense is October 3rd, because it would be a shocker if they started the show any later than this. And honestly, the only reasons why there could be any further delay in the show's release could be either due to unavoidable circumstances or because CBS might be planning on having fewer number of hiatuses once the new season rolls out. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.